Hello, 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 Brenda. How are you today? I know this was impromptu. I kind of battled over where if I should do this live or not because I was gonna put out a pre-recorded video, but I just couldn't help myself. I was watching another YouTuber earlier today. I watched her replay. Her name is Nyla La La, and it was really interesting. She had someone to come into her live and get up on her panel talking about the Kim Porter book. Now, of course, I wasn't on the live, so I could just only see the comments in her comment section. But shout out to her because the guy was stating when he first came on that he had went into a number of the chats, but they kept blocking him. Nobody would let him up, and she was the only one that took the chance. Thank you, Nyla, for taking the chance. Cause when I tell you he spilled some tea, he spilled some tea. And usually I don't like to touch these type of subjects, but I was like, it's not a lot of people out here talking about this. We kept hearing about this book, but never really knew if this book really existed. And now we know the book really exists. But what's interesting about this is that, and I'm going to share with you because I do have the book and I'm going to order my copy, but I just wanted to go live first. I was just too excited about it. So I'm going to show you all. It is on Amazon. And here is the book, Kim's Lost Words, A Journey for Justice, from the Other Side. So this book was dropped on September the 6th. And when you try to go to Amazon to look for the book, oh, I'm sorry. I forgot to bring. I'm a little rusty. I haven't been live in a little bit, so bear with me. But how's everybody doing out there? I know I don't have a lot of people in the chat. It was really impromptu, but it's okay. For all those who hit the replay, I hope you find this interesting because it's not a lot of people talking about this part of it. So let me take down my background. And I must say this first before I keep going. I forgot. We on YouTube. They don't play. Everything in this video is alleged, in my opinion. And I'm using it, talking about this because of the Fair Use Act. And I'm going to put up my banner across the screen so it could be seen. And, this is for the Fair Use Act, Section 107, Copyright Act 1976. Okay. So, like I was saying before, I was watching another YouTuber. Shout out to Nala Lala. And she stated we can, react to her commentary. The live is 2 hours long. So I'm gonna put her the live information in the chat so you all can go to her video and watch it for yourself. But if you just coming in, hey, hello everyone, good to see you. I was battling whether I wanted to do this live or not, but I'm glad to see you on this Saturday evening. I just couldn't hold this to myself. I said I got to tell the people I love about what I just found out. So, if you're just getting in, let me just repeat myself again. Today, I was watching a YouTuber named Nyla, and she had a live yesterday. I think it was last night because she does a lot of late night lives, and I'm a late night person, so I'm usually catching her lives at night because she's on the West Coast. And so, someone jumped into her chat, and she ended up bringing them up on her panel, and it was the guy who wrote this book, okay, who got this book published for Kim Porter. Now, the interesting thing is if you try to go to Amazon and just look up the book, it does not come up. So you actually have to have a link to find this book. I thought that was very interesting. The book came out September the 6th, and it's not a real long book. They do have a sample of the chapters on Amazon that you can read from, and I'm gonna read a little bit of it today. And like I said, it's really kind of hard to find this book, so I'm gonna have to put the link in the description so that if you all want to go purchase the book, I'm going to get my copy because I really want to see what Kim Porter had to say. Also, if you've listened to me for any time, you know that I used to want to be a rapper. I wanted to be in that life. I was really, really heavy, heavy, heavy in hip hop at the time when all of this stuff was going on. And thanks to social media, everything is on display for everybody to hear and see across the world. But back in the day, unless you was around the hip hop scene, some of these things might be new to you. But for me, a lot of the rumors I've always heard of since I was in my late teens, early 20s. So some of these things that's coming out now is just amazing to me because we always heard the rumors. We always heard about the parties. We always heard different things. We just didn't have any proof for real. And now, looking back over my teenage years, some of those video, the album covers, some of the because I was all about Word Up magazine. Shout out to Word Up. That was teenage. All your heartthrobs pitch. Okay, I'm not gonna take y'all back. I mean, but in the late '90s, that's what it was. You went to the store, you bought your Word Up magazine, and you bought the different hip hop journals, and that's how we found out about our favorite hip hop stars. Then you got Yo MTV Raps came out, so we would see all of their interviews, their different videos. And when you look back on now, thinking back, now that I'm older, now I know what I was seeing. Back then, you just excited to see those rappers. I got one story about one time I went to a concert and I got in the elevator, and it was a Public Enemy concert. I was in the elevator with Kwame, Tupac. Who else was in that elevator? Humpty Hump. I was so nervous. First of all, I was so nervous. Like, what in the world am I doing here? And what happened? I'm just give y'all a little backstory before I really get into this tea, because I know it. I'm trying to let some more people come in, but the backstory of that is my cousin had met one of their road managers earlier that day, and he was like he'll give them some free tickets if we came to the hotel. So we're young. I was probably like 16, 17 years old. Here I am going up to this hotel. We ain't had no business going. And first of all, why did my aunt let us go? But that's a whole nother conversation. Let me take it back. Let me take it back. So anyway, we went to go meet Flavor Flav. Okay. So, because the dude, he worked for Flavor Flav. And really, we didn't even know if he was telling the truth or not. So we were just some crazy teenage girls. But nevertheless, we did get the tickets, and I ended up in that elevator with all of these stars, and I'm just like a nervous wreck. I could not speak. I was totally, totally paralyzed because my dream was to be in hip hop at that time. So that's just a little backstory. So let's get back to the story at hand. So anyway, if you haven't already, please, please hit the like button. Like I said, this is the Amazon page of where Kim Porter's book, where you can buy it, and it's on sale now. It came out September the 6th, and I just noticed that a lot of people wasn't covering this, so I said, you know what, why not? It's very interesting what she says in the book. When it came to Nyla, let me take this down. And like I said, she said we can do a reaction, just give her the credit. It was a 2-hour live, so I really, really don't want to react to her video, but I do want to read some of the excerpts out of her book if y'all are interested. Let me see who's all in the chat first. I said hello to Brenda. Thank you for coming. Mahogany Meeks, thank you for being here. VG, thank you for coming. CDW, thank you for being here. And Ro Reacts, thank you for being here. I'm telling y'all, this was like epic live. If her name is Nyla Lala, and I'll put her YouTube channel in my chat, because for real, seriously, he was spilling the tea. Now, let's say this too. Fair use, this is for information, educational purpose only. I don't know if this man is telling the truth or not, and that's why I put in my title. Is this Kim Porter's words or nah? We don't really know. He said that he verified the information. He said that it came from a reliable source, and that's why he put the book out. He feels like by him doing this, it can help with Kim Porter on the other side, and that's what he named the book, her words from the other side. So I thought that was interesting too. So in the book, like I said, if you go on the Amazon page, it is a sample of the book out there, and it's actually like 6 chapters of the book. And I'm not gonna read all 6 chapters, and I'm not gonna hold y'all for long, but I do want to just kind of share some of this with you, so you can see what I'm talking about. Now, it was interesting because one other YouTuber was talking about this, and when she read it, she made the statement, "Who really wrote this book?" And you'll see why in just a moment. Let me pull this up. But shout out to the family, the kids, Kim Porter's kids. I really feel for them not having their mother right now. This is and now, their father, for what he's done, he's away. And so it's really, my heart goes out to the children. It really does. Um so just listening to her words, I'm going to read the first chapter. It starts off, it says, um soon after high school, I started landing modeling jobs. I couldn't believe it. It was all happening so fast. I met my husband, father of my oldest child, and one of my oldest friends in life, I'll be sure. It was a whirlwind romance. I was only 19 when we married, and no, it didn't work out. Al is still one of my best friends to this day. Our son Quincy is such a talented and wonderful young man. When I read that, first of all, I heard it lately, but I never knew that she was actually married to Al B. Sure until as recently. All those years, I remember seeing an interview of Al B. Sure talking about how, remember the Jodeci song "Forever My Lady"? That was a song to Kim when she was pregnant with Quincy. That's when he wrote that song. So, like I said, reading this, listening to this, it just took me back. It took me back all the way back to the time period that, you know, I really don't think about much until I see things like this. So, continuing on in the chapter, it says, at that time, I had no idea my relationship with Al was going to introduce me to the man that I would spend the better part of my adult life with, a man whom I would love and cherish, but eventually fear and hate. I don't want to put the cart before the horse, but I will say, although I knew what was going on, I turned a blind eye many times. Here I have to tell this truth. Unfortunately, because deep down I knew everything that was happening, but I lied to myself a lot. When I first read that, I was like, wow, wow. Can you imagine holding these type of secrets that are coming out before us right now? Then it says, he was so charming, a wolf in sheep's clothing, a devil, and I fell for it. This story must be told despite the fact it will hurt my children. I cannot hide it any longer. Sean Combs must be stopped. So that's the way the first chapter ends. That's the way it ends. Whew, it gives me chills just thinking about it. What you all think? What do you think right now, just from what I read in these words? Do you think these are her words? Does it sound like somebody else's words? Tell me what you think in the chat. Let me know. I wish I knew how to do a poll, but I don't know how to do a poll yet. I've never done one before. So let me know what you think if you can. Everybody put what your thoughts are in the chat, whatever you're thinking when it comes to what I just read. I'm still, my heart is just beating because it's just unreal to me. This is really unreal. Brenda, you said you think they are? Yeah, it sounds like it. Yeah. It sounds like it to me, especially the fact that she said about her children, because regardless to what the children, these are their parents, regardless. So even though for us, we're looking at this, we're on the outside looking in, and it's horrendous to think about all this stuff going on. But now these, if and we have to say alleged because that's just what it is. We have no proof for real, that these are her words. So we do have to say alleged. But from what we've been told, if these are her words, now she's opening up and basically verifying what everybody is saying also to her children. That's deep to me. That's deep to me. Um, VG said that she's not sure, but that was a lot. Yeah, it was a lot. It was a lot. Brenda said it sounds like a woman speaking from pain. Yes, it does. DW said, I believe his mother knows a lot as well. Oh, definitely. And you know what? Speaking of that, I'm sorry, I'm mixing y'all words up, your names up. Sorry about that. CDW, you know what? When they were talking about his crimes, when I was hearing it, the indictment read, everything that just keeps coming back to my mind is what happened to him as a little boy. I really, I'm all into things don't just happen by chance. Things don't, people don't just become that way. You know what I'm saying? You do make your choices, but it also makes me think what really happened to him to for him to get to this degree of what we seeing today. And I don't understand it because I just can't fathom treating people in this way. But that's just me. I'm gonna leave that alone. Okay. Please, 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 if you haven't done so, go ahead and hit that like button. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please subscribe. Let's see. This is I am God Spell. Welcome. I've never seen you before, but welcome to the chat. Priceless is that Dez? I hope I'm saying it right. Welcome. They say facts. Um, the book is wild. Yes, this book is wild. Just the 6 chapters, and I'm waiting for my book to come in so I can read all of it. But the 6 chapters are just crazy. That's what made me go live today. April, October, welcome, welcome. Thank you for coming in. So I'm gonna go ahead and go back to reading. We're gonna read chapter 2. And like I said, I'm not gonna hold y'all. I'm gonna give you the information of how you can find the book so you can read the sample too. And also I want to give you the link to the other YouTuber Nyla who actually talked to the guy who had the book published. Like I said, all we can do is go by what he's telling us, that he did his research, that this is her book from what he's been told, and that you can buy this on Amazon right now as of September the 6th. Hello to Latrice. Welcome, welcome. It's impromptu, but I had to go live. Angel Hall, welcome. And you said, didn't Ashanti date Damon Dash? I'm not even going. I don't know. I don't know about that. Like I said before, if you wasn't in the live when I first started, back in these days of this hip hop era, I was young. I was a teenager, late teens, early 20s when it really got going. It was so many different rumors about who was going with who. You know, you were seeing the different photo shoots, different interviews. You know, Rap City was hot. I would run home from high school to see Rap City, to see who was going to be on there and listen to all the interviews and stuff like that. There was so many rumors at that time, but of course we didn't have the internet, so we didn't get what we're getting now. And so now when I look back, oh my goodness, it's so many things that's flooding my mind. But as far as Shanti dating Dame Dash, I'm not really sure of that. I know she did date Irv Gotti, and that was a big mess too. But going back to Kim Porter's book, so let me read chapter 2, and it gets deep. It gets deep. Let me see. So chapter 2 is called Humble Beginnings. And so this is her talking about growing up. Um, Sorry, y'all. I'm just waiting for my iPad to act right. Okay, please hit the like button. Please, please, please hit the like button. If if you haven't hit it so far, um, yeah, please hit the like button. Okay, so this is chapter 2, Humble Beginnings. It says, I was born to loving parents, Jake Porter and Sarah L. Porter, in the Peach State of Georgia, all through Columbus High School, where I graduated in 1988. I knew I was going to be famous. In the 10th grade, one of my best friends, Tina, said to me, "You won't make it here in Georgia." I knew if I really wanted to be famous, I would have to leave my hometown and my home, Georgia. That conversation was so important as I look back now. It changed my life. I met Al, and that's Al Be Sure, for those who may not have heard it earlier. Um, she said, I met Al while I was working in the industry. He was so dope and charming, and I had such a crush on him. We were married before I knew it, and Quincy was on the way. But I was young, and it felt, wait a minute, I'm sorry, and it just felt like it wasn't going to last. It was a little heated between us after we separated, but we got past that quickly. He is just a super dope guy and an amazing father. Although we separated, we were forever bonded through Quincy. Thank you, Al. I will always love you. When I met Sean, he was cool. I didn't think much of him at the time. He was just another guy at the label. Uptown was huge, and we were all living our best life. But Sean continued to lay on the charm, and before I knew it, we were dating. A young single mom at one of the hottest companies in the world. Life couldn't get any better. Then it did. My boyfriend was getting even bigger. So I'm gonna pause right there. I hope you all hit the like button. What you think? What you think? This is her second chapter about humble beginnings. What do y'all think so far? Are we still agreeing that it sounds like this could be Kim's words? Tell me what you think in the chat. Is this her words or nah? Is this somebody else's words? I mean, because, she was talking a lot about how great Al B. Sure is, but I mean, that may not mean nothing. But what y'all think? Tell me what you think. Let me know. It said, this stuff is fake. It's too vague. Okay, Joy. Well, thank you for your comment. Hey, I'm just the messenger. I can't say whether it is or not. We have to say allegedly on all of this because I don't have the proof that this is her words. But like I was saying, and for those who didn't hear it before, I was on Nala which is a YouTuber. Her name is Nyla Lala Lala. I'm sorry, Nyla Lala. And on her channel, the guy who had this book published came up on her panel, and he gave a lot of tea. It's a 2 hour live. So I'm going to, like I said, put the information in the description so you all can go and check her live out. And matter of fact, I don't know if I can pin it in the chat or not, but yeah, she gave a good, I mean, she asked him some really detailed questions. So for me personally, it seemed legit, but I don't know. There was some people saying it wasn't true, some people saying it was. However, what I'm waiting on is for the people to come out saying that this book is fake, not just average people, but I'm talking about the people who were around at the time. Is this book fake or not? Is this really Kim's words, or are we saying, somebody's making this up? Priceless Dad said, "Thank you. You're welcome. You're welcome." I had to do this because I saw the live earlier, and I was like, I gotta do a live on this. And then she also said we could use it as long as we gave her credit. And of course, I want to do that because I enjoy her content as well. Ro React says, I think it may be her words. We haven't got the good stuff worth questioning yet. True. That's true. This is just the average, you know, at the beginning. I am God Spell said it's not a book per se, it's a memoir. Correct. That is correct. What he said was um he stated that this was out of her diary. And he also said that he did leave because Ray B said that it's missing some details. Yes, it is. He talks about that. That's why I want to put that live in the. Let me go ahead and find her so that I can share that with you and you all can go watch it for yourself, because he did state that in the live that he had to take some stuff out of it, you know, for safety reasons. To Latrice said, I need to hear a little more before saying it's her words. Okay, and that's good. I mean, look, like I said, the only reason why I did believe him is because the live I heard. Now, y'all might go hit a live and say, no, no, I don't believe it. But this is a person who he does like investigative work. He's a writer, and he does a lot of controversial crime, true crime. So he's saying that he's helped solve some different M's, because we can't say the word on YouTube. I'm not monetized, but I want to be, so I'm being very careful. And like I said, all of this is alleged for information and educational purposes only. So, I can't verify that this book is true or not. I can only give you what I have. Okay. So let me get back to chapter 2 of the book. It's an interesting read. It's an interesting read. And it's not a hard read, as you can see. It is, kind of light, but we only have 6 chapters that we can read until you get the book yourself. So then it says, okay, I stopped at, she was talking about how Sean was getting bigger, you know, he was becoming a star. So then she says, he and Clive would hang out a lot, but I didn't think anything of it. I mean, that was his boss, and he was doing things bigger than most men dare to even dream. Then it happened. I mean, okay, I was a little bit of a freak. This is what she's saying in the book, y'all. I really enjoyed myself with my partner, and toys are one thing. But I never imagined having a man I was dating asking me to use the toy on him. And I'm going to stop it there because this ain't that kind of channel. What you think? Is this her words or no? Is this her words or no? This is some tea. She said, okay, I can read this part. But you know, everybody who's been on my channel, you know, I'm kind of selective the way I speak. But it said the first time he said he just wanted to experiment, try something new. I was grossed out, but he kept begging. He said it would only be this one time, and he was just curious. I was only 20 at the time, and I said, "What the hell?" I hated it. He bled from it, and I don't curse, so you know what was on it after that. What y'all think? Come on, y'all, help me out. This is it's deep. What y'all think about that? Is this her words? I am. Godspell said, I've shared it out your live. Oh, I shared it out your live and the link you share. Thank you. I appreciate that. And that link is for Nyla. Nyla Lala. That's her live that she did with the guy who had this book published. Brenda said, I believe it because tell me why, Brenda. Tell me why you believe it. Let me know. Let me know. What you think? What you think? I'm sorry, y'all. What you think? What it's deep. It's deep. Who else would have known that? And she said she left him alone after that. That's how that little chapter ends. Now, I don't know. Let me say this too while I'm thinking about it. I don't know if these are full chapters or if it's just excerpts out of the chapters themselves. I'm not really sure. But yeah, that's what she said. She said she didn't think nothing of him being with Clive at first. So evidently it got a little deeper. What y'all think? Um the details enough, is it details enough yet? That's what I'm asking. What do you think from what I just read? Do you think this is Kim's words? Do you really think this is her words? Clive Davis was mentioned a lot. Yes, yeah. Um, I am said it is detailed enough yet. Oh, I don't know what you mean. Are you saying is it telling enough details for us to really get that it's her words? That's what I'm asking. Just so far, just from this first few chapters, what you think? Okay, I'm gonna read one more chapter. Um, yeah. So this is chapter 3, and I hope everybody hit the like button. Let me see. Let me see before I get started. Are we hitting this like button? I need some likes. I need some likes. I'm a small channel, but I need some likes. Let me see. I don't know how we looking on the like button. Come on, y'all. We got 56 in the chat and we got 22 likes. Come on, y'all. Can we get at least 30 likes? Come on, y'all. Can we get a little bit more likes? Come on, hit the like button. This is some exclusive tea. It's not many people talking about this. Honestly, it's not. It's going to explode. And it's funny because I was talking to my husband about it and I was like, should I do this live? And he said, well, I'm going to say it like this. Either you do it now because tomorrow it's going to explode. So I was like, okay, well, you know what? I'm going to take a chance. I know my people is out there. So I'm going to just take a chance and go ahead and do this now. And I thank y'all for coming on in to this impromptu live. Welcome, Mark. Mark Jefferson says, they don't call him the diddler for nothing. Okay, okay, that's serious. To Latrice said, we kind of knew that Dun Diddy was Clive's boy toy. For real though. But now, let me say this, to Latrice. Now it's got me thinking about everybody else too. This goes deep, like deeper than we ever thought. And like I said before, I was heavy into hip hop when Bad Boy first started. Uptown Rick, I was heavy into hip hop. So now I'm looking at a lot of things differently than what I was seeing back then and what I thought back then because I was major into the hip hop on the East Coast. The West Coast, it started coming out a little bit later, but the East Coast had the industry sold up. Everything was about New York. So we dressed like New York. All the rappers was from New York. We were loving the New York vibe. So I'm just, this is taking me back in a weird way because it's bringing up a lot of memories and things I'm thinking about. Like, whoa, I didn't realize that was going on at that time. I am says I'm not gonna give no spoilers, but yeah, it gets deep. It gets deep. It does get deep. Hey, Soul Star music lover. She said, "Do you think it's legitimately from Kim Porter?" That's my question. That's what I'm asking. I put out the link. I don't know if you saw it to Nyla, which is a YouTuber who spoke with the guy who actually put the book out. So I put the link in the chat so you all can go and listen to her live. Don't do it now, but after we finish, you know, go look at her live and listen to what he's saying. And she asked some really good questions that really kind of made me think that this is legitimate. But I don't know. I mean, all we can do is say allegedly. This is her words, allegedly. Brenda Wallace said, "I think you should stay on this." Okay, all right. Um, Melanin Beauty said, "Yes, me too. Thank you." Yes. So whoever don't agree or think it, whatever y'all think, please put it in the chat because I'm not sure. Yes, I agree, Kathleen. I'm not gonna say it, but I agree with what you're saying. Yes, he is. Um, to Latrice, she's speaking. I am said, "I think this little book ain't all because she wasn't gonna release a tell all book before she died." Right. And also think about this. Think about this. What's going on right now? And it's kind of like, well, like I said, when you go listen to that live, you'll get what I'm saying. But let me just say this. He kind of mentioned he had to take some things out of the book. He didn't put everything in it. And then in some parts of the book, there's X's in people's names. But when I tell y'all he dropped some real tea, I'm not gonna tell, I can't even say it over here. I'm too little. I ain't monetized yet. I can't have nobody coming for me. But y'all go to Nyla's live and hear what this man is saying. And then, hey, drop down in the comments, come back to the comments and let me know what you think about it because he dropped some tea. Some of it we've heard before, some of it was like, whoa, okay. Mark Jefferson said, "I think it is. That's why the diddler got her out of here." Possibly, possibly. Speaking, everybody speaking. Imani S, hello. Welcome, welcome to my impromptu live. Thank you for coming. Soul Star Music Lover said, "I can tell y'all this puff is orchestrated the shooting of the S of Biggie." I don't know what words I can and cannot say. So y'all, I'm very careful over here because I'm still little. I'm trying to grow. The suspicious demise of Shakur Stewart. Well, all of them Soul Star Music Lover. And if you look, like I was saying earlier, if you've been around hip hop as long as hip hop has been going on, none of this stuff is surprising. It's just now we could connect the dots. A lot of these rumors and things that was happening, we were hearing about it. We just didn't have the proof. We just didn't know exactly if it was true or not. And of course, because of, social media, the internet, I even, after I listened to that live from Nyla earlier, I went back and did some research on Google and I'm looking at old pictures and I was like shocked at who was all in the different photos. And this stuff runs deep. It runs deep. It's crazy. Uh okay, some of these comments, I see y'all comments, but some because I'm still trying to get monetized and I'm small, I'm not gonna put them all on the screen, but I see you. Mark Jefferson, I got you. Yeah. And let me tell you this, Mark Jefferson, this hurt my soul. Okay, y'all, this hurt my soul. Please hit the like button. Did y'all hit the like button? Please hit the like button. Because this one almost took me out. Now, growing up, growing up, when hip hop first got big and everything, my favorite rapper of all times, my husband know this, is LL Cool J. All time favorite rapper. I love Biggie. I love Biggie. I could quote Flavor in Your Ear backwards and forwards. I loved all of that back in the day. And if you know my story, I was going to be a rapper. That was my career of choice. I really wanted to be a rapper. I saw a YouTuber, which is Nyla's husband, matter of fact. He did this video one day. When I tell y'all, it shook me to my core. It shook me to my core because it was right in our face all along and we didn't even know. I'm going to just say this. If you go back and watch Biggie's video, you watch the Flavor in Your Ear video and you watch Biggie I think it's One More Chance video, and the one where it's warning when Biggie getting up out of the bed. Tell me if you knew this, Mark Jefferson. I don't know. You tell me or whoever's in the chat. Did y'all know that the girl that's in the videos is not a girl? Just let me know if y'all knew this, because I did not know this. Then when he broke down the lyrics to the song, I was just devastated. I mean, these are rhymes I was saying for years. These are, yes, Mark Jefferson, yes. I didn't know. And unfortunately, he's unalive now. That's another story. This runs deep. Go back if y'all get a chance. If anybody don't know the tea on this, because I was shocked. I had never heard it before. If you go back and look at those videos, it's one person in all those videos, and that was not a woman. Back then, I had no idea. I just found that out this year. It shocked me. It shocked me. And okay, like I said, we didn't have social media back then. I was heavy into hip hop. I heard a whole lot of rumors about the different rappers and stuff. But of course, because we didn't have what we have now, we didn't have the access. What do you believe? Are these just rumors, people just saying stuff, or was this really happening? Now, come fast forward 2024, wow, that's all I can say. I mean, really, it's crazy to me. It's crazy to me. Let me see some of these comments. Like I said, some of them I'm not gonna put on the screen because I'm trying to get monetized. I want to, you know, yeah. Um, Soul Star Music Lover says, y'all know Puffy biological father was yeah, he was a G, and he is a bad seed. I always had a good feeling he played a part in biggest. So, Soul Star Music Lover, Nala actually asked the guy about that. He has a different perspective on it. I tend to believe what you're saying, but he has a different thought about that. So, like I said, all of this is alleged. We have no proof, but this is what is being said. Mark Jefferson said Tupac is the GOAT. Yes. And y'all gonna be mad at me. I like Tupac now. I can quote all his songs and everything, and especially Ambition of a Rider. When they come on today, he was before his time, first of all. The stuff, everything that he would talk about, y'all, I get so hyped when I talk about hip hop because that's just my thing. But anyway, back in the day, I liked I liked Tupac, but I really liked Biggie because I was all about the East Coast. And then, my husband from the West Coast, so we just had to, once we got married, we had to marry all the rap, genres together, and we had to, But yeah, yeah. Let me go back to the comments. Um, yeah, y'all saying about whether y'all heard it before or not. Oh my God, I have to go back. Yes, go back, Melanin Beauty. I'm telling you, I'm like Mark Jefferson. I just found this out not too long ago. He said his wife put him on to it. Yeah, I'm telling you, it's crazy. Right in our face. And we didn't even know. Like, I didn't know. I had no clue. Seriously. I had no clue. I don't let me see. It's the song where he said, I creep up from behind. I ask you what your interests are, who you bees with. That part right there is when you see it on that video. So that ain't one more chance video. That's I don't know. But cuz I'm so woof, it messed me up. Just put it like that. Mark Jefferson said, nah, the industry's sick. He says he was a rat. That's why his dad got well, hey, that's what they say. I love Tupac. Ro reacts, I love Tupac too. Cause you know, my favorite line of Tupac songs is I'm cry what he say? Darn. I'm crying inside, but outside I'm looking fearless. What a man. Okay. Y'all, I ain't gonna do this to y'all. I ain't gonna do this to y'all tonight. But this all of this is nostalgia for me. It just take me back to my early teens on up through my 20s, my 30s, and really just being on the hip hop scene, and it's just a lot. So okay. I said I wasn't gonna read all six, but y'all tell me what y'all want me to do. I'm gonna go with y'all. But let's see how y'all done hit this like button. What my girl two Latrice? Get them to hit this like button so we can move forward on this live. Hit this like button because I'm doing all this reading, and let me take a drink of water. Hold up. Okay, okay. So the next chapter is called Second Chances. Sean kept reaching out, and I kept ignoring his calls. Eventually, in a few weeks, we ran into each other at an event. He came over and sat next to me. We were cordial. He flattered me by saying, "You look so amazing." I replied with a simple, "Thanks, Sean." I tried to get up to leave, but he pulled my arm. As I turned to him, he looked deep into my eyes and said, "Look what happened between us was weird. Oh, look, what happened between us was weird, but I really care about you." Okay, I gotta stop for a second. Y'all know famous last words. Come on, y'all. This the game he put on Big Papa. Thank you, Mark Jefferson. That's the video. That's what I was trying to say. I was mixing up the two. Um, that's famous last words. Every woman has heard that before. Okay, so that's what he got her with. That's crazy that he really care about her. And then it says, "Can we?" He paused, and I tried to use this as my attempt to escape. I pulled my hand back and said, "Sorry, Sean, I have to go. Please think, I'm please think I'm falling in love with you. Can we talk?" My breath was taken away. Did he say he loved me? It was so fast. I wasn't aware of this as his manipulation tactic. Not yet. God, I was so young, so naive. He continued, "Just let's just have dinner." And I fell for it. 2 days later, we went out for drinks at a lounge in Lower Manhattan. The place was nice. Sean was really coming up and pulling out all the stops to impress me. He pulled the chair out for me to sit. Back then, he was always a gentleman. He smiled and said, "Look," as he sat across from me. I hated it. I never want to do it again. Give me one more chance. Over coffee the next morning, I decided to give him another chance. Can we say love bombing in here? Can we say the love bomb was serious? Like this was seriously love bombing. And when we think about it, she said she was young. You got this guy taking you out to the nicest places that, if you're not making the money or you don't have a lot of guys around you who could do that for you, it, yeah, I could see how she fell. She fell hard. Kathleen Gleason said, and welcome, Kathleen. If I didn't say hello to you before, she said Diddy thought the more sin he brought him power, but now he's reaping what he has sown. Yes, definitely. Mark Jefferson said, "Go ahead." Okay, I thank you. Tiffany Harrell said, "Big was trying to start his own label, and he was trying to leave Bad Boy." That's what I heard. That's what I heard. And a lot of talks was about him also maybe hooking up back with Tupac, because of course they were all friends before. And he said some interesting things about Pac too, because she talks about Pac in the book. He said that. And one thing that I do remember about that time period with Biggie and Pac, so I mean, I don't know if who all have heard this or not, but I'm gonna just talk about it. So back in the day, Biggie and Pac was cool. They were boys. So what happened was there was a studio and Big was supposed to come, or either he was already at the studio but on a different floor. So that night when the first time Pac got blasted at, he assumed it was Biggie and his people because Biggie was there. And that's kind of what started that East Coast West Coast beef. I'm not saying it all, but that's basically the gist of it. So it kind of went from there. But also you had Tupac at that time, he was more of a conscious rapper. He wasn't really into the G type rapping at that time at first, because he was with Digital Underground. They were wearing dashikis and stuff like that, you know. But then once he started doing his own thing, it started getting a little harder and harder. And of course Biggie was coming out doing his thing. What I always found interesting about the East Coast West Coast situation is media can explode things out of nowhere. Because, like I said, see, now it's different. We actually have a means of communicating across the world, with social media, internet, all of that. When I was younger, we didn't have this. So it was basically word of mouth. Like, you listen to some of the hip hop shows on the radio, they would be telling us different rumors that was going on or different things that had happened. I lived in Tennessee, nowhere near New York, nowhere near California. So basically, everything I was hearing was strictly from the radio station I was listening to at the time, or the Word Up magazines I was reading. I can't. My mind is escaping me, but it was so many different magazines out at that time. They had the pinup posters you put on your walls and stuff like that. So that was the way we got our news, what was going on in the hip hop world. If you were privileged enough to be actually in hip hop, then of course you learned about a lot of other stuff that was going on. And then we had our little local rappers that was kind of going in and out of the industry. They may have not made it big at the time, but they would be around. So they would come back and tell us Source Magazine. Thank you, Melanin Beauty. Source Magazine was one of them too. So that was the way we got our gossip and everything like that. But I'll just have to say this: when I knew it was real, this is at the time when Pac had went on and went to Death Row, and he signed with them. And if you remember the way he got with Death Row, Suge got him out of prison, paid to get him out of prison, lawyers, everything, and he signs with Death Row. So then we got these two entities going at it. And if you remember, anybody in the chat, if you can remember this, because I will never forget it. I was up at 3 o'clock in the morning, and XL, yeah, XXL magazine. Yes, yes, that's another one, Eric B. And welcome, welcome. Thank you for being in the chat. Um, I was up that night when they did the Source Awards, and that's when they were in New York. And when I tell you the tension was so thick, it was so thick, I would never forget that to this day. And when Snoop and when it was Snoop and Suge got on that stage, and they did not care that they was on the other coast. They didn't care nothing about that. And it was sad because at that time Outkast had won some awards and stuff, but their award winning was way overshadowed by the East Coast West Coast beef at that time. And when Suge said, "If you don't want nobody dancing all in your videos," oh, it was a Vibe Awards. I thought it was Source Awards. I don't know. I had to go research. I just remember being up that night, and I was like, "Who is Suge?" Because I didn't know Suge at that. Like I told y'all, I was all about the East Coast, so I didn't know Suge at that time. But they had just really got going, and when he said that, and it was like the tension was thick. I didn't think they were going to be able to leave up out of there. I didn't know what was going to happen that night. That was so crazy that night. And when I tell you, because how social media is now compared to what we had back then, if social media would have been going on back then, it is no telling how bad it would have been. It would have been really, really crazier than what it got because that spread it like wildfire. That was like the first for me when I really knew there was a East Coast, West Coast thing. Before that, I didn't get it. Like, I just thought because okay, let me just say this. I was a freestyle battle rapper. So you freestyle battle rap against anybody. It's never taken personal. It's just a battle. When it's over, it's done. You move on about your business. At that moment, that's when I realized this is not a simple rap battle. This is deeper than that. This is deeper than that. Like this dude got up here and basically was calling Puffy out. This is way deeper. That's when I knew this is serious, and it went from there. And all we had at that point, like I said, was the magazines, the media that spreaded this stuff like wildfire, and it just went from there. Man, it was so crazy back in those days. I just remember. And you had to be careful who you liked because people was going up against you and saying all kind of different things. Um, I don't know who this is in my chat. Wait a minute. I'm sorry, y'all. I wasn't paying attention. Let me go back to please don't spam my chat. I don't know who you are. ASAP's Fables. But that's not what we're talking about right now. So please don't spam my chat. I'm gonna have to put you on timeout. Don't spam my chat like that. Thank you. Um, that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about this Kim Porter book. If you're not over here for that, then please exit stage left because we're not talking about that right now. So anyway, let me get back to some of these comments. So uh Kathleen Gleason, I hear you. I'm looking at your question. Do I feel that Diddy could be charged with unaliving Kim? Someone said he's a serial. You know what? It's possible. That's why I'm gonna put the link again in this chat so you can go look at Nyla's live where the guy was on her platform talking about it. He said some interesting things about what Jamie Foxx, I'll Be Sure, and Kim all had in common and what he thought about that. So yeah, you go to that live. Melanie Beauty said, yes, I remember. Yes. Yeah, Tiffany said, yeah, I remember. And Tiffany, if I didn't say hello, welcome. Hello. See, CDW said we have a street in Brooklyn named after Biggie. Yes, I remember when that street went up. And so CDW, you was in the thick of it. You know about all of this. See, I'm getting secondhand information. You right there with it, so you know. Melanie Beauty says, right, I was in Atlanta, Source Magazine. Yes, that was crazy. Um, Tula Tree said Jimmy Henchman was the one who set Tupac up. And hey, that was deep too. And you know what's funny about that too? With Tupac back in that day, like if you go back and listen to some of those old interviews, he was very intelligent the way he told us what was happening. He basically was telling us what was going on, but he said it in such a way you had to pick up what he was putting down. Tupac was very, very, very intelligent, and he moved in a certain type of way. And so, hey, that's why he's still one of the greats. And people, the young people now is hearing his music for the first time, they catch on just like we did back in the day when he first came out. Mark Jefferson said her and Pac got together and Dilla got mad because Pac wouldn't lay with her. Oh, I got you, Mark. And let me say this. This is what's crazy too. A little bit of allegedly, that other little child that Diddy got was that baby mama was also messing with Tupac back in the day. That's another little bit of tea too. So it's interesting. It's just really interesting because as we can see how he moves now, he don't like competition. Period. And if you don't bow down and do what he wants you to do, we see, the results of it now. That's what we learning from. 78 Cat 78. Welcome from England. Welcome. I appreciate that. Welcome. And please, y'all, it's 132 in here. Please hit the like button. Please subscribe if you haven't. I'll usually talk about other things, but rap is one of those things that's always been a part of my heart. And to see everything that's going down right now, and it's really heartbreaking because like I said, all of the rumors I've heard for years, now being able to see the proof of it and really being able to connect the dots at this time is crazy to me. It's just crazy to me. Um, let's see who else is in the chat. A Pisces lady says it was definitely the Source Awards. Vibe never had awards on TV. That's what I thought. But it was back in the day when it was on one of those low budget channels. Like, I don't even know what the channel was for everybody else, but it was one of those channels that back it wasn't a cable channel, it was on the regular TV channel, and it was very low budget. Even the award show was very low, but it was crazy. But if you don't remember that or you've never seen it before, Google it because it was crazy. All you have to say in the Google is like the award show with West Coast East Coast beef or something like that. It should pull up. It's crazy, and they probably got it on YouTube. I know somebody probably redone it on YouTube too. Imani S says there's a lot of mental ill people at the keyboard being gangsters. They will Google where you are. You have the time they collect. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. It's crazy. It's crazy right now. That's why I was like, he got to go. I don't know who this is. Diddy, a woman beater, manipulator demon. Yeah, definitely that. Definitely that, Hewitt. And welcome to the chat. Okay. So do y'all want me to read some more, or are y'all ready to go get the book and so you can read it for yourself? I hope I'm doing it justice. I'm trying to, you know, it's rough. It's giving me chills. I'm telling you, because thinking about all of this is just crazy. So T Love says that they don't believe that this Porter's book. Okay, hey, I can't say if it is or isn't. I'm just here to report on it. Okay. I'm not saying you right or wrong. I really don't know. Um, let's see. I'm trying to get some of these comments. Yeah. Let me see. Kathleen, you was talking to them. The law has proof of his crimes. What are you talking about? I know, hey. Um, a Pisces lady said I was watching two in 1995. Hey, it was lit. Like for real, it was lit. Like if you was back in that time period, some things was just pivotal moments in our life. Like I can tell you what I was doing when I heard about Pac being unalive. I could tell you what I was doing when I heard Biggie was unalive. I mean, it was like those were pivotal moments in our life because we knew it was bad, but nobody was ready for that. The two biggest hip hop stars coming out of here like the way they did, and they were young, like in my age group. It was crazy. It was crazy. Thank you to Latrice. Y'all hit that like button for me. Please hit the like button, share it, do whatever you got to do. Hewitt said, "Go ahead, change my mind." I don't know. I don't know if I can change your mind. Eric B said, Suge Knight said that during the Source Awards. Yes, he did. I mean, he was a big dude anyway. So, I mean, I know he wasn't scared, but he wasn't even in his hood to be talking like that. So it was crazy to me. That was crazy. It was epic though. Melanie Beauty said it was Source Wars too. I'm thinking it was Source Wars. I might be wrong, and I might have to go look it up. I'm just all of this stuff, like I said, is bringing back memories of my late teens, early 20s, of when all of this stuff was going on. So it's just crazy how it's happening. I cannot say your name, so I'm not gonna mess it up. It said in Friends, he had. Oh yeah, I can't say that, but I got what you saying. I got what you saying. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Um, was uh okay, okay, cool. Thanks. Get that on out of here. I am. I was watching the video with Nyla, and yo, this is legit. I'm telling you, I am. Like it made me have to come live after I watched that. It took me a minute at first. I was kind of like, do I want to talk about this? I don't know if I should touch it because I was kind of staying away from the Diddy stuff. But then when I saw where the book was and I started reading the book, I was like, nah, I gotta go live. I got to show my people. I got to talk to some people about this because this is real. Um, a Pisces lady says Snoop was like the East Coast don't love us. I'm telling you, he you ain't got no love for Snoop Dogg. Y'all about to take me back. What? You don't got man, that was so epic. I felt so bad for Outkast. I felt so bad because they couldn't even celebrate. They won them awards and it just got overshadowed. Like ugh, it was bad. It was bad. ASAP, please stop Diddy. Oh, yeah, I can't say all that. He never married Kim Porter. Please creative words instead of please. Thank you to Latrice. And for y'all who are new to my channel, I don't curse, so please stop cursing. Please mix up your words. Do something. I'm not monetized yet, but I want to be. So please mix up your words. I know this is one of those topics, but I don't. If you notice, I don't use all of those words. So please, just out of respect for the channel, and I'm trying not to show everything because they will. YouTube is no joke, and like I said, I don't need no strikes, and I want to be monetized. So please be careful about what you say. Thank you to Latrice. I wish I could make you a mod too, but I don't even know how to do it yet. So I'm just asking the people in the chat, y'all just respect the chat, have commentary, but just be careful of the stuff you say because YouTube do not play. They will take this whole video down. Casey 21, welcome. He said, "What part of Tennessee you from?" Cashville. My whole life, Cashville. Eric B, Tupac and Kim Porter were loves at one time. Yeah, that's what they say. That's what they say. Melanie B said right. Um, it was in 2007. Oh, hey, watch what y'all saying in the chat. Okay. I'm gonna have to read some of this stuff before I put it up because I don't want it on the screen. Okay, Huey says, y'all remember Kim in the Tupac? Yeah, I was trying to find that because he mentioned that Huey that he mentioned. I hope I'm saying your name right, Huey. If I'm not, correct me in the chat. But yeah, the guy mentioned that on Nyla's live that she was wearing a Tupac shirt with Diddy. So hey, that's crazy. Kathleen said Tupac was a sweet soul who was got corrupted. Yeah. And it's really sad because man, he was just to Latrice. Okay, thank you. Handling that. Melanin Beauty says, if you remember back in the day, they used to have underground tapes where Tupac was talking about, yes, yes, all of that. The mixtapes, like today, it's funny to me when I hear somebody say it's a mixtape. The mixtapes are not the mixtapes that we know. The mixtapes we know of, it was just different back then. And that's also, thank you for reminding me that of Melanie Beauty. That's also how we found out the tea. When you buy a mixtape from somebody and you get to hear some of that underground music and the things they were saying in the raps, that also was telling us what was happening in the industry. So all of that, we didn't have social media, y'all, but we got the rumors and everything just like they do today. It was just in a different way, and you really couldn't verify what you were hearing. We didn't have pictures as much as we do now. It's so crazy because, like I said, I was looking up some things earlier, and I was like, "Whoa, I forgot about this. I forgot about that. I forgot when they were at this award show together. This person, that person. It's so many people that's interconnected. It's crazy. And now going back and seeing those, it's like it's connecting the dots for me. Brenda says, I never cared for Diddy because he was always so arrogant. Yes. Now, I'm gonna say this too, Brenda. I didn't like Diddy. I thought he was not attractive, but he had a swag about him, and he did come up with some of the hits. You know what I'm saying? Even though I try not to like him as much as possible, then he'll break out with a song, and I'll be like, "Dog, that's my jam. I'm feeling it." But yeah, it was a time. It was a time for real. But now learning all of the different things that was going on, it's just like, ugh. It because he took over the music industry for a while. It was like at one time all you heard was bad boy remixes. That's all you heard. He was known for the remixes, and everybody was on everybody's stuff. So it's crazy. But I'm curious about something too. What y'all think? I'm curious about something because I'm wondering now if some of these other people will speak out that whose lives were ruined back then too. There were some really talented rappers back in the day that never got to get their shine. And no pun intended. I'm not just talking about shine. No pun intended. I mean other rappers that I remember that was so good. Like I would look forward to whatever they were putting out, but they really never could make it past. But it seemed like, and when I'm thinking back, everything Diddy put out was a hit. And it's crazy when you're thinking about it now, but he took over the whole music scene, and it was hard for a lot of people to get in the industry and really it took a lot of the creativity out of it because I was like I said, I like to freestyle rap. So I was all about lyrics. I was all about, the way people would put the words together, the flow. They had to have a certain flow. It was just I was all about that. KRS-One, man, he used to hit, drop the knowledge, but and Big Daddy Kane, all of them back in the day, but it was a lot of them that maybe one hit wonders that They had so much talent, but I mean, now that I'm older and hearing what they saying now, ma- sh- maybe they didn't do what needed to be done to be in the industry. I'm gonna put it that way. Maybe that's why they didn't make it. Cause I've always it was a lot of them. I think back and I'm like, I wonder what happened to this person or that person, where they are now. But it's like they did a song or whatever that was hot and then they was out. So now we may know why it happened. Melanin Beauty, thank you so much. UPN, that's what it was on. You remember, yes, UPN. That was at low budget. They played like the shows like Moesha and One on One and all those different little shows that came out back then. That was the channel, UPN. Okay, y'all. Everybody hitting that like button. It's 133, 32 in the chat. Please hit the like button. And we're gonna read just a little bit more. I'm not gonna hold you. We've been on here almost an hour, or it's over an hour now. But let's see. Um, Tiffany Harrell said, "Yep, we sure did." Mark Jefferson said, "In Baltimore, it was Fox 45." Wow, that's back in the day. Now let me ask you. Now I know UPN is gone, but is Fox 45 still on in Baltimore? Because that's crazy. Jay Brown had said had some Jamaican food last night. Sat on the what? Jay Brown, welcome to the chat, but come on now, don't do me like that. Don't do me like that. I'm giving you some tea, and oh, I didn't even see him. Thank you to Latrice, but I saw yours too late. I gotta pay attention. I gotta pay attention. He tripping. These people tripping. If y'all know me, you know me. I don't use all that profanity and I don't talk crazy like that. Please don't do it in my chat. Thank you. That's all I'm asking. Huey said, "Thank you for the welcome. Peace be with you." Thank you, Huey. And hey, subscribe to my channel. I got a lot of different content. I'm gonna be more regular. You know, sometimes life is life, but I'm gonna try. I had to get on here today, but I'm gonna try to do more of different content. Um, let's see. Manifest Reality says, "Good evening." And yes, back. Hey, if you was the 80s and 90s, you know what I'm talking about. This gets me hyped up. To Latrice said yes, the Source Awards was really the decline of East Coast rap. It was that one. I'm telling you, that one show. Even after that, I saw the Source Awards. No, it never was like that one Source Award. That one Source Award was like epic. It was better than any BET awards. It was because it was so we wasn't expecting none of that. Like they made the announcements, and the Source Awards was what's his name? He do a lot of reality shows now with the little neck. I gotta think of his name. But anyway, if y'all know, put him in the chat. The light skinned dude, he was over the Source magazine, which made the Source Awards. And so, when they did the little announcements and stuff, it was kind of like, okay, it's gonna be people from the East Coast, people from the West Coast. Okay, we wasn't ready. I wasn't ready. I'm gonna put it like that. I wasn't ready. I'm just happy I stayed awake that night to see it. But I wasn't ready for it. I really wasn't ready. But yeah, that was the downfall of East Coast rap. That was it. Um, these clowns are crazy. That was the best Source Award show ever, hands down. I'm telling you, look, no award show has been like that award show. Like seriously, it was ghetto. It was low budget. They didn't have no budget. I don't even remember. You know how the BET Awards, they have like the backdrops and all that. I don't even remember them having backdrops. I just remember them having a microphone and people just walking up on stage. It was so low budget. If you haven't seen it, please look it up. It was crazy. It was crazy. But it changed hip hop. Hip hop was never the same after that. It was never the same. Um, Manifest Reality said, please in the chat, help the host by watching you. Thank you, Manifest Reality. Thank you. I appreciate that. Please, y'all. Come on now. I'm trying to get monetized. I want to grow my channel, but please, please, yeah. Help me out. Uh Tiffany Harrell, are you saying hello to me? Are you saying how am I? I'm great. I'm great. I'm going back through a time machine right now with y'all. But I mean, this book is heavy, so I gotta kind of break it up because there's some heavy stuff in here. Um, yeah, it was. Kathleen said, sorry for any strong comments. It's okay, Kathleen. It's okay. My channel just a little bit different, and if you come over here more, you'll see. But I appreciate you for coming, and I'm not upset about nothing. Just mix them up or try to, and I'll be more conscious. Hopefully, next time I go live, I'll have some moderators. I need some. Because like I said, I didn't know what to expect. I just jumped on here and wanted to talk about this today. So no problem, Kathleen. You not saying none of the stuff that these other folks have I done had to kick out of here. So you good. Casey 21, she said, I've been in oh, you out east? Oh, I know. Yeah. Yeah, all my life too. I moved away now, but yeah, that was all my life. I grew up in Cashville. Everybody think it's country music. It's not. It is not. And we had a heavy hip hop scene back in the day. So hey. Um Okay, Huey, thank you. Thank you for letting me know I'm saying it right. Melanie Beauty said they sure aren't. Yeah, I'm not sure exactly what you're talking about, but hey, I got you. Manifest Beauty said everyone was with everyone back in the days, and it was really unlikely to meet someone that had not been without another artist, basically. And now we understand that there might have been people putting each other together, like the big people in the industry. They were orchestrating a lot of stuff. Like I said, now looking back, remembering the rumors, remembering what I saw, the interviews and everything, I got a different perspective of the whole industry now from what I did back in the day, because we didn't have social media. So some of the things we didn't really get a picture of, but we heard about it. Now we're able to see it, we're able to put the dots together. It's crazy to me right now. So anybody who was back in the 80s and 90s, you know what I'm talking about, early 2000s. It's crazy. Tiffany Harrell said Tupac mom and aunt being ex-Black Panthers, of course, he was smart and moved different. He moved different. And it's untimely. It just was untimely. He was a force to be reckoned with. Hey, network specialist, thank you for coming. Welcome, welcome. It was impromptu, so I'm glad you was able to make it. A Pisces lady said Diddy was obsessed with Pac. Now we know he probably, yeah. And not only him, Pisces lady, it's a heavy hitter in the industry that I always heard about that was trying to do things with Pac, and Pac wasn't going. So allegedly, allegedly. I ain't gonna say the name, but y'all might know. If you know, you know. All right. Let me see. Support your channel, sis. You my native. Thank you. I appreciate it, Casey. I appreciate it. I'm trying. Like I just really started my channel. I'm about to really get into it, and it's pretty cool. But thank you for supporting me. I appreciate it. And everybody, please hit the like button, please. And let me share this live again for the people who didn't get to see it earlier. And I'm not sure if it's still in my chat because I am on StreamYard and I'm not sure if it can pin or not. I'm still learning all of these programs, so bear with me. Um, yeah, just to name a few, 112, Fave Total. Whoo, the lineup was fierce. And matter of fact, me and my husband, we just celebrated our 25th anniversary, and we actually had a song by Faith as our, that we danced to. And so every year I try to sing it. I'm not a singer for real, but I try. I try. Or either we do the anniversary song from Tony, Tony, Tony. But yeah, I, I still let me tell you this, these clowns crazy. I still got Total CD. I still got Faith CDs. I still got 112. I, I mean, I was deep in it. Seriously, I was deep in it. And I still listen to him on rotation. I got so many different CDs that I still listen to from the 90s and the early 2000s. It's crazy. Uh, I, I I ain't even gonna get into it, but the music today, I just don't understand. I'm a little older, but it just don't be grabbing me like that. So Kathleen was talking about Tupac and his mom. Yeah, that was sad about his mom, but I was happy that they was able to reunite, and she was able to handle his affairs too. So that was good. Manifest Reality says all that is coming out is nothing new, unfortunately. I'm telling you, if you was back in the day, we heard all of this stuff before. We just didn't have the evidence. We didn't have what social media has today. The young people today, this is new to them, but it ain't new to the ones who was back in the day. That's so true. The hardest for me was Craig Mack. Yes. And not too long ago, I was listening to somebody talking about Craig Mack. He got an interesting story, but he kind of went off on the deep end and got in this religious thing or whatever. But really, he put Bad Boy on the map. He was number one on the roster. He really put Bad Boy on the map before anybody else. Because you got to remember, even though there was Jodeci, Mary J, all of them was around, they were signed with, if I'm not mistaken, Uptown, basically. But Craig Mack was the first person on Bad Boy. So his album, his first song, that's what blew Bad Boy up for real. Now, if they had some other stuff, I don't really remember that, but I do remember Flavor in Your Ear. When it came out, it took over the game. It just took over. Tula Tree said Diddy became a gatekeeper, and yes, yes, I agree. Allegedly, Kathleen, please don't bad mouth. Oh yeah, I got you. Um, Manifest reality, and you know what? These are all our opinions. Don't hold it against. Charge it to the game, not to anybody's heart. We all have different memories of this time period. We have different thoughts about the different things that's gone on. And if you wasn't back in that day, then some of this stuff you might not even know. A lot of this stuff has passed through the internet, but it's not really told the way we knew about it back in the day. So just, don't get offended. Some of this stuff is just real life. It's true. She talked about it herself. So it's not nothing that's not true. Um, when Flavor in Your Ear came out and the remix hit Forever Class. I'm telling you, but to Latrice, I look at it differently now. I look at it differently now. When I heard about, yeah, I look at it differently now. You got to go back and look. It open. Once your eyes are open to something, you can't take it back. You can't take it back. I wish nobody didn't ever say anything about it because I just liked the song the way it was. I liked everything the way it was, and now I can't unsee what I was told. It's craziness. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, rewind and you can get it on the front. Um, Clowns Are Crazy said, "You're right. There are a lot of great artists back then that never went anywhere. Unfortunately, underground rap, hip hop is the best because it's raw and gritty." Yes. And that's really what I miss. Like everything now is for radio value. But back in the day, there was no radio value. Like you got what you got. You know what I'm saying? People were authentic, creative, and that's what made me love hip hop. Like if you had something to say, you put it on wax. It's kind of like how the creatives are today. YouTubers, they make their content or whatever. That's how hip hop was for us when we were young. They said what we wanted to say, in the way we wish we could say it. And that's just what it was. Hip hop was epic for the style. I mean, we got like my husband, he used to be a graffiti artist. You got graffiti, you got breakdancing, you got the dress from hip hop. Like, come on, y'all. Come on. do I have to talk about the cross color outfits? Come on now. Back in the day when Louis Vuitton outfits was made by I can't think of his name right now, but he took the Louis Vuitton fabric and was making the outfits for Mary J and all these people, and we thinking it's coming from the Louis Vuitton store, and it's not. It's coming from a seamstress who just had the idea to make this take these patterns and make dope hip hop clothes. What? Those were the days. Like that, it's nothing like those times. Adrian, and hello, Adrian Snow. Simpler times, no gimmicks, talent only. You either had it or you didn't. Yes, there was no play. You couldn't play. And if you gonna challenge, especially for me being a freestyle rapper or whatever, if you gonna challenge somebody, you gotta come with your A game. If you Cause you will get embarrassed. Now they have, it's so crazy how to see now they got all of these different sectors of freestyle artists or whatever, and some of them are not really freestyle rapping. When I say freestyle rapping, for some those that don't know, this is not pen and paper. This is nothing written down. This is strictly coming off the dome. Whenever whatever somebody say to you, you making a rap about whatever back, and you don't have time to think. So you had to be good at it. And I mean, I taught myself how to freestyle rap at 11 years old. I kind of told my story a little bit the other day. I got more to tell. I'm writing a book on it too. But yeah, it was real serious back then. You had to have the talent. Like now, you know, I don't want to say, because we all have our time. Music has changed and transitioned and everything. And there's some good artists out here now, but the ones who have the real talent, they just don't get to see the success of these ones who are kind of gimmicky or whatever. But that's my opinion. Allegedly. Don't hold it against me. Okay. Benzino. Yes, thank you all for telling me that. Hey, Bad Apple, welcome. Benzino, that's right. Adrian Snow says we all had was Wendy, VH1. Yes, Adrian, that's right. We had Wendy Williams, VH1, MTV, BET, and the magazines. And you know what? I didn't really know. I heard of Wendy and how people didn't like her or whatever, but we now knowing Wendy was telling facts. Wendy was telling the facts. People hated her, whatever, but Wendy was straight facts. Um, Manifest Reality said, "Did you attend any of the artists' events, award shows?" Oh, you asking anybody in the chat? Me personally, I didn't. My husband did. He went to Jack the Rapper, and he did that because he was. This is weird. Me and my husband didn't meet back then, but he was a DJ. I was a rapper. We hung around a lot of the same people, but never met. It's real weird. So he got a lot of, and he's from LA too. So he's got a lot of stories from back in that time period of being around the industry or whatever, but we never met until we got grown. Well, we was grown too then, but as we got older, that's when we actually met. So that's interesting too. But I never did. I just went to like concerts and stuff like that. And I don't know if you heard my story a little bit earlier, how I got in the elevator with Kwame and Tupac and Humpty and Public Enemy. I'm gonna be honest. I was so scared to look up that it was a lot of us in that elevator, and I really don't know who I was in there because I was so scared. I could not believe I was in there with them, and I didn't say anything. Now looking back, I wish I would have got an autograph or something. I didn't get nothing, but I also did. I did have an experience of meeting Snoop too. He came to Nashville, and it was crazy because he had a concert the night before. Look, I ain't gonna hold y'all. It's almost 2 hours. I'm gonna get off in a minute, but I'm gonna put the link for the book in my comment section so y'all can go and get the book and y'all make your decision over whether these are Kim Porter's words or not. I know I done went off track because this kind of took me back. It's nostalgia for me. Um, but speaking of Snoop, like we was in the wherever my girl is, Casey. You know about this Vanderbilt Lowe's Hotel. he did a concert at the Vanderbilt University. And so the next day, I knew he did the concert and I didn't get to go, but we're driving by the hotel and I see his tour bus outside. So I got some friends in the car and I'm like, I bet that's Snoop bus. So I was like, you want me to pull over? And they were like, yeah, 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 So I'm thinking we probably won't see Snoop. They probably gonna like push us away and like, look, we about to go. Cause of course it was like maybe 12, 1 o'clock in the afternoon. So they were loading up the bus to leave out of the city. So I'm like, well, let's just see what we can see. So I pull in and one of his uncles, because all the uncles look alike. So one of his younger uncles came up and was like, hey, you want to meet Snoop? And of course we were like, yes. So he was like, okay, pull over there, park over there, and Snoop will be out in a minute. So I'm like, okay, this is crazy. I was not prepared to meet Snoop, but okay, whatever. So we in the parking lot, we waiting. And as we were like the first car, but then as we're sitting there waiting, then all these cars start pulling up because I guess everybody started noticing the bus. So it started getting really packed in that parking lot and everything. So then I just have to say this. I mean, I don't know who likes Snoop, who don't. I'm hip hop. So, I liked his music, young and everything. The one thing I can say about him, he was so nice and genuine. Because really, if it was me and I had a concert last night and they probably was up all night, I don't want to be bothered with all these people that I was not expecting outside my tour bus. But he was so nice. He took pictures with all of us. He signed autographs. He was so cool, so laid back. It was an experience, and I'll never forget that. I done heard a lot of rumors about him, and like everybody else, and all of the good and the bad from him. But that was one thing I can honestly say. I met him, and he was genuinely a nice person when he didn't have to be. He really could have, pushed us all aside, put his glasses on, got on the tour bus, and peace out. But he didn't. He took the time, and I'm gonna tell you, when I say that the parking lot was packed, and he was taking pictures with everybody, signing autographs, all of that. So that was one of my great memories. You just made me think about it when you said had I attend any of his shows or anything like that. That was the one experience I had. Yeah, no Nick Benzino. Yes. I'm gonna get through these comments and then I'm gonna let y'all go. I ain't gonna hold you. Kathleen says, Huey is the truth. Don't glamour. Okay, I got you. I know y'all was still talking about that. Manifest Reality said, yes, that was the best award show. Nothing came close ever. Nothing. All of the money that they spend on the BET Awards, to me, still do not top that Source Awards. I don't care what nobody say. And it was only a microphone up there. Go back and watch it. Snoop came on a stage with his baseball bat. Yeah, he was ready. It was epic. Okay. Um, Dave Mays founded the Source as a newsletter in the late 80s. Isn't that something? And it blew up too. Okay. Y'all talking. Come on, Hugh and Kathleen. Okay, y'all talking. Let's let that go. Let's let it go. We just let it go. I used to go to the concerts with the rappers all traveled as a part of the show. Really too. Hey, can I interview you one day? We need to get some of that information. We need to talk about that. That would be a good conversation. Hit me up. Let's talk about that one day. Melanie Beauty says, sent you the picture of Kim Poy with that. I think talking about on yeah. Okay, good. I'll look that up real quick. Um Manifest Reality. Oh, that's two Latrice talking now. I'm mainly overseas during the rise of the award shows like yeah, hey, but two Latrice, you gotta give us some of your experiences. Okay. Y'all still talking. Um two Latrice said I lied 90 rap convention in New Orleans. What? You went there? And every rapper was at the same hotel my class stayed in. Classmates disappeared the whole weekend getting turned out. Okay. Two Latrice, we gotta talk. Miss Wilson says, I love Tupac. Everybody, everybody. Okay, so yeah, I'm 40, Nashville, Quantic. Girl, look, look, look. Wait a minute, Casey. Correct me if you, because I can't tell it. I see you got braids. I think you a girl, but if you're not, please, please don't be mad at me. But you are speaking facts. Folks don't know about Cashville. Way before, look, Cool Daddy Fresh. Let me tell you a story about him real quick. I used to be in a band. I was 12 years old in the seventh grade. I used to be in a marching band for East High School. You know about this case at East High School, NASA Magnet School. My band teacher was from Megs, and he decided we needed to help East High School because they had a real little band. And Cool Daddy Fresh was in the band, and I used to do well, now they call them ciphers, but I used to freestyle against Cool Daddy Fresh. That's back in the you done brought it back. That's serious right there back in the day. Thank you for that memory. Um, Welcome, Coco Tinkerbell. Thank you for coming in. Say y'all remember the white party that Diddy during in Dallas back in 2000. I'm glad my mama said, okay. Let me tell you, back in the day, I was trying to get everywhere. I'm so glad my mom was like, no. I'm glad. I'm glad. I'm just gonna be honest. I'm just gonna be honest. I'm glad I didn't make it in the rap industry. I'm glad because I wouldn't have been that person to bow down. That's number one. And just in the little small Casey, you might remember this Greenway. Me and my friend, we did a song with Greenway back in the day. Since you from out east. Anyway. I'm just glad that I decided against really going hard to be in the rap industry. I really wanted to be a rapper. Like, if you would have told me at 15, 16 that I would not be in the rap industry, I would be speaking you out because I just knew I was going to be a battle rapper my whole life. That was my thing. That was it. And the one time I did so, okay, I got another story. Sorry, y'all. Y'all, this is taking me back. I know we talking about Kim Porter, and this I'm trying to make this a little light because it's a little hard to talk about this. In this book, it gets deeper. I gotta give y'all. Let me go ahead and put that in the chat. How y'all can get the book. Because you can't go on Amazon and just look it up. You have to have a link because and that, like I said, shout out to Nyla for the live and allowing the guy who actually got the book published to come on her live. And he, told us how to get to the book and everything. So that's the link to her book. You can't get it just by going on Amazon and looking up the book. You cannot get it that way. I tried it. It did not work. Nala tried it and he told us exactly how to look it up. So that's the link if anybody interested in purchasing the book. So now I forgot. Oh, so the one time I thought that I almost had a chance. This is a quick story. I had a friend, we ended up having a group, and I was the freestyler, she was the writer. So we did a few little songs together, whatever. So I decided a couple of my friends was going to Atlanta and because they had a party at the Club 112. Yeah, I'm going back. This is the 90s, okay? Telling all my business. But anyway, I decided that I was going with them to that part, not because I wanted to be at the party, but I wanted to freestyle for Jermaine Dupri. Because I knew if I freestyle for him, he was gonna have to, let me rap for him and get on. I just knew it. I was, real bold and I didn't care. I rap for anybody. Like I remember going to the underground mall in Atlanta. It was some dudes that was standing around doing a cipher, as they call it now. I jumped in and I'm freestyling. I'm the only girl. That's how I was back in that day. So anyway, long story short, we go to the club that night. It's packed, packed, packed. And so I want to say it was Club 112. Don't hold me because it might have been another club, but it was a club in Atlanta. and it was Jermaine Dupri. All of them was at the club. He was on stage, so they had like these stairs going. If you're from Atlanta, you may know what I'm talking about. So let me know in the chat if I'm saying the wrong club, because I'm not sure. But they had a staircase beside the stage. So I didn't know that it was more than one staircase to get to VIP. So I decided I'm posting up at the staircase. So I waited, the music is going, we dancing, everything. But my whole mind frame was I'm about to freestyle for Jermaine Dupri tonight. I don't care. I'm about to get a deal. That's all I'm thinking. So I'm standing by the staircase, waiting, waiting, waiting. And then as time went on, it started getting fewer people. They started, you know how the club get, everybody get ready to go, and they start turning on the lights, and I'm thinking, man, I never did see Jermaine Dupri come down, but he went the other way. So I decided this is my time. I went up the steps. I was like, they just gonna have to put me out. I'm going up here because I'm gonna see what's up and whatever. Long story short, I met Tiny that night. This is when Escape first hit, and she was sitting in there, and I was like, hey, I was just coming up here because I wanted to rap for Jermaine Dupri. She was like, you just missed him. I was like, what? She said, but you just missed him, so go outside. So she took me out through the back of the VIP. It was a door in the back where you could just go out to the parking lot. What about he had just drove off? When I tell you I was sick the rest of the weekend because I felt like I lost my opportunity. I was sick. I was sick, but that was real. I really did really want to rap for Jermaine Dupri. So long story short, I'm glad I just live a regular life and I never got in the industry, but that was my dream. Okay, going back to the comments, I'm gonna let y'all go. I'm gonna let you go, I promise. Tula Tree says your mom had that intuition for real. Yes, she did. Tula Trees is true. She was talking to Coco Tinkerbell. Um, are you reading Kim Porter's book? Yes, I did read some of the books, so you have to go back on the replay. I kind of stopped it because it was getting heavy for me. And on my channel, I don't really want to go so deep, but I did put the link in the comments. So anybody who want to go try to buy the book, it's up to you. This is allegedly, in my opinion. I don't know if this book is truly her words. That's what I keep asking the question, but I don't know. I don't know. But and then, also let me give you the live where the guy who actually published the book was on last night speaking, and he was dropping tea. For real, anybody who go to your live, not tell Nala I sent you. Tell her I shouted her out and gave her credit. I didn't want to do a reaction to her video because it was 2 hours long, and I'm still on here 2 hours. But it's a good live. Now, whether everything is true or not, I cannot say. I can't verify. I don't know. Everything is alleged in my opinion. Huey said, congratulations, that's an achievement. Thank you, thank you. Pisces lady said he started the white parties in the Hamptons. Yes, I remember that. And everybody wanted to go. Everybody. We heard about them, and I was like, man, I wish I could go to one of those parties. I'm not gonna lie, I did. April Wine, welcome. Before early 2000s, when the music was at the best, before this today stuff. April Wine, you better say that. I'm telling you, you better say that. I don't want to talk about it because it's what our young people know. I got a young child, and she's all about this music today. And I'm like, girl, I need to put you on some real hip hop. You don't know hip hop, but this is what they're growing up with today. Tula Trees is talking to a Pisces lady, said now Mark Rubin is doing the white parties. Yeah, yeah, he took them over. Hey, Bad Apple. Uh, Kathleen Gleason says, is Kim's book available to read? She was such a beautiful woman. Yes. So you can order the book, and I put the link. I hope I know it's in here somewhere, but I put the link in my comments. So if you want to go purchase it, it's up to you. I'm not, how should I say this? Look, I'm not getting no support from this person who put this book out. I don't know if it's true. Allegedly, allegedly, allegedly. This is what he's saying, that this is her diary, written from her diary. I read 2 chapters of it, and a little bit of chapter 3. You have to make your own decision about what you think. But I'm curious to see if anybody from the camps are going to come out and refute this book. Because at first they said that there was no memoir, that never existed. And now we see a book was published. So I don't know. I don't know. Um, Coco Tinkerbell said, "Child, I'm so glad I didn't go. Mama didn't play." What? Okay, Coco Tinkerbell, I'm right with you. I'm telling you. Even like, I always got a story. I'm sorry, y'all. One more story. One more story. This is kind of bad, but Run DMC came to town. I was about 15 to 16. My friend, everybody was going. It was a Run DMC concert. Everybody was going downtown to the concert. My mama would not let me go. She knew I loved hip hop. She knew I was into rap. Of course, we love Run DMC. She would not let me go. For some reason, she kept telling me no. All of my friends was going. They was ready to come get me, pick me up, everything. And she kept telling me no. That night, it was a stampede. And one of my cousins, like a distance cousin, was unalive in that stampede, her and another girl. And that forever changed everything. So that concert I was talking about with Public Enemy, it was Run DMC, Public Enemy, and I can't remember who all else was a part of the concert with the Stampede. But Public Enemy came back to do that other concert as an apology for all of that happened. It was bad. And I promise you, it was so crazy because I begged my mama to go. And then we sitting there and the 10 o'clock news comes on, and that's what happened at that concert. So Coco Tinkerbell, I'm right with you. My mama didn't play, but hey, I wouldn't be able to tell y'all these stories if I would have been there, maybe, or some of the other things that I went through in my young years. So shout out to the mamas who didn't play. A Pisces lady said, "Yep, too. That's their ritual party." Yeah, it was, and we all thought it was something to be at. Casey says, and it was also said that Craig Mack had. Yes, that's another thing that came out. Yeah, Didi, you have to go and look at the archives of some of the old blogs. Yeah, yeah. Look, yeah, I remember a lot of that stuff. I remember a lot of it, and that's what I was saying. We didn't really have social media. All we had was those different blogs and different magazine outlets or whatever. So we just had to believe what they said. And now we getting to see everything in a whole with social media. But yeah, you're right too, Latrice. We got to go back and look at some of this stuff. And that will help some of the young people really put this stuff together. Um, Brenda said you could understand them. Who you talking about, Brenda? Who could we understand? Casey said, "Yep, the 5 elements of hip hop. Yep, yep, all day, every day. The fashion, the breakdancing, the graffiti, the rap, and it was one more. Help me out, Casey. It's one more. But yeah, it was serious back then. Yes, Bad Apple. I'm not gonna say it, but you got it. Yeah, I heard all about that, and I think that he really. mm, I don't want to say that, but yeah, allegedly he wanted him instead of letting his daughter have him. Let's say it like that. That's crazy. Bad Apple, you right on. Coco Tinkerbell said the whole hip hop scene changed when Bad Boys showed up. True. It changed. It went a whole different direction. Dapper Dan, thank you. Dapper Dan is the one who was doing the MCM outfits, the Louis Vuitton outfits for Man. That was back in the day. Mason Puffy was first artist, and then he signed Craig Mack, and then came Biggie. Uh, I not saying you wrong about that, Tiffany. I'm not sure. I'm not saying you wrong about that, cause I just remember Craig Mack being first, and then Mace coming, but I'm not sure. Don't hold me. You might be right. Coco Tinkerbell said, "We went to the Double Dutch to twerk it." Okay, These little girls don't even know double dutch no more. They don't know nothing about that. They don't even. My daughter don't even have a jump rope. I bought them so many times. She ain't studying no jump rope. That you right. You right about that. Case said facts. Who that's who Diddy first baby mama worked for, Misa, and she was signing all the artists back then. Yes. And what's interesting is, like y'all was saying before, they all hung together. Everybody was hanging together. So it's really we connecting the dots today. All that stuff we saw back then, now we can connect the dots for real. I miss Wendy. Me too, Miss Wilson, because they didn't respect Wendy. Wendy was speaking facts. Kathleen says, my heart breaks for Kim and Cassie. Me too. And all the other ones who may not even be spoken about, that we may not even know about. It, I mean, it's been what, 30 years? It's no telling how many people were affected for real. Bad Apple said, I was aware of Puff Daddy before he started Bad Boy. He was Uptown Music. Yeah, yeah, that's what I was saying too. I remember him back then, but then the music scene just took a turn when he started Bad Boy. It changed a lot. A Pisces lady said, I grew up listening to Wendy growing up in New York metro area. She been on radio since my early teens. She was the first to expose the G rappers and Hollywood. Puff had her fight. Yes, I remember that. And I know you know this when Total came up there to get her. Yeah, I remember that too. Um, I must do some catching up on your talents. Thank you, Manifest Reality. um, Casey says, yep, I sure do. That's where the stars used to stay before we became a big city and all these five-star hotels. Talk about it, Casey. They don't know. Man, they don't know. And another thing, Casey, that a lot of people don't know is a lot of the hip hop stars, R&B stars, they all went through Nashville for their production. One time my cousin, he saw Keisha Cole. She was just sitting out waiting on somebody to go in the studio. There's a lot of singers that have houses in the outskirts of Nashville. Like Nashville is really big, but it's still like that hidden gem that a lot of people still don't know about. And people just only attribute to country music. But there's a lot of R&B and hip hop people. For example, Donna Summers, that's where she passed away. Her house was on the outskirts of Nashville. I mean, it's a lot of different ones. You'll be surprised who all live in Nashville or who have homes in that area. Who do you think wrote the book? Maybe Kimora? I don't know, Miss Wilson. That's what we asking. What you think? You tell me what you think. You tell me. This guy said that it was from he felt it was reliable. It was a reliable source, and that's why he put it out. So you tell me what you think, Miss Wilson. Manifest Reality said to two Latrice, he is no longer with us, not Eric, but it is was during the night woman. During that time frame, they had some joints together. Oh wow, okay. That's cool. Um Tiffany said Bad Apple right back when Kim was Andrea Rail's assistant. Yeah. And I'm gonna tell you something too that I think is interesting. People not really talking about Andre Harrell, but come on, y'all. Come on now. That's what where Diddy started. That's where Diddy started with Andre Harrell, L.A. Reid. I mean, allegedly, I don't know, but I mean, people need to really talk about. If you know the backstory, you know, you know. Hello, Zane Good. Thank you for joining us. Welcome, welcome. I promise y'all I'm about to let y'all go. I'm trying to get through these comments. I think Kamora knows did it. Yeah. Hey, Kathleen. Interesting. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Did something happen to Dapper Dan? No, no, no. I wasn't saying that, Zane Good. I was just talking about the fact that, or did somebody say that in the chat? I must have missed it. I was just saying that just going back to him being the pioneer of the outfits and the style, but I don't know, not that I know of, because I think he actually got a job being a designer for one of those big companies. that he used to, after he got out of all that trouble from, using all that copyrighted material. But we're not gonna talk about that. But he was a pioneer of the styles. He put it down for us. Um, let's see, everybody saying Source Awards are lit. Yep, we talked about that. That's how Al B. Sure met Kim. Yeah, well, yeah, through Uptown Records. Yeah, because all of them was with Uptown first. You're right. Kathleen, I'll let it go. Still love you. Okay. I think you still talking about the other. Yes, I am a woman. Thank you, Casey, because I didn't want to disrespect you. I'm sorry. I didn't want to disrespect you. Melanie Beauty said, I mean, Manifest Reality. I do apologize. Saying to Latree, yes, indeed, you was in my hometown for that one, Louisiana. I'm not in Miami. Yeah, about that show. Casey says, yep, I went to Stratford. Girl, you probably know my people. You probably know my people. I didn't go to Stratford. I went to Whites Creek, but you probably know my people. I had to talk to you about that. Hot 97. Yep, back in the day. And now, um see, I'm glad I didn't make it big in the music too. The things I've seen in the studio alone made me sick. Yes, Bad Apple. And really, it was hard being a woman in the studio. Like, you basically was around dudes. I couldn't keep a boyfriend because all my boyfriends was jealous because all the dudes was in the studio and it just be me and my friend. Man, it was so crazy back in them days. But you right, Bad Apple. It was hard back then. This is one of the links. I think this is the Amazon link for the book. If you don't know, I'm gonna keep it on the screen for a minute. I know you can't really probably copy it, but you can, kind of write it down or something like that. Okay, said, I bet you could still flow good too, cause you was a female battle rapper back in the day and you had to be cold. So I know you can still get. Look, Casey, I don't know. I really don't do it. My daughter, she's always like, Mom, I want to hear you bust around. Da, 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 da. But I really don't do it anymore, now that I'm more mature, as they say, I'm demure and, ladylike. And no, I'm just kidding. I don't know. I probably can, if I really put my mind to it. I just haven't done it in a long time. So you never know. I might have a rap on here. You never know. You never know. But thank you for saying that. Tiffany Harrell said Andre Harrell was my cousin on my father's side. Oh wow. So do you got stories? Because I always wondered about him too. And I wondered about his passing too. I mean, I don't know anything. I'm just saying. So MJ King said the guy who put out the book is Chris Todd, a Hollywood scammer and joke. He lies about a lot of celebrities. King, you might be right. That's why I said you gotta see for yourself. I don't know. Welcome to the chat too, by the way. But I don't know. I can't say. Man, I'm way behind on these comments. I'm sorry, y'all. Let me keep going. You must sing like an angel. Who, me? No, I cannot sing. I promise you I can't. But I love to sing. And I'm gonna tell you something, Kathleen. That's how I used to get my men. I think I was so bad that they just gave in to it. No, I'm just playing. But I cannot sing. I promise you. I promise you. Rapping was my thing. I cannot sing, but I would love to be able to sing. But thank you, thank you. Manifest Reality said all it takes is hearing some beats. And okay, I'm telling you, Manifest, now don't hype me up now. Don't hype me up. I might have to have my whole concert on my channel. Don't hype me up. And then I might have to get my girl Bad Apple to come in with me. And okay, never mind. Brenda says, I pray the industry gets better now because we have a lot of good talent out here. Yes, and it's really sad that this is where the industry is at right now. But I really wish that the young people can take it back to where it's supposed to be. The younger ones coming up, because we do have a lot of talented kids out here. And, hopefully it can get better. Bad Apple said, I was a girl in a girl group at the time when he did a talent search for Motown. We auditioned for him. Wow. Okay, we getting some tea in the chat. Tiffany said, were you nervous? Bad Apple? Wow. Okay, and this other link that I put in, that was for Nyla's live with the guy. Like I said, the other person in the chat was saying it's a scammer. I don't know. I don't know. I'm just reporting on it. I can't say if he's telling the truth or not. Bad Apple said, absolutely, we thought we were the female Jodeci. I just knew we were gonna be stars, but he chose a different group. Oh, Bad Apple, but hey, now that you hearing some of this stuff, you might was saved. You were saved. True Latrice said, dang, that's what's up. Okay. Stevie J and Eve situation is a lot. Hey, Tiffany, I'm reading her book right now. I just bought it the other day and I'm thinking about reviewing it. It's deep. It's deep. Um, Casey said, I listened to the Wild book on the channel last night and the timelines are way off. So I don't think this was her book. They line some of it's true, but the timeline is big time off. That's what I'm saying, Casey. I don't know. So I'm not saying whether it is or not. I'm just putting out the information because I don't know. The concert was at the municipal. Casey, you know what I'm talking about. Yes, it was. And guess what? You had to bring a canned food to get into the after party. That's what caused the problem. Because anybody who had a canned food that night could get in the after party and they locked the doors and the people from the back was pushing. And that's what happened on that stampede. But you're right. That's where it was. You facts. Manifest Reality says the New York late nights were amazing. I bet it was. I wish I could have lived in New York at that time. And actually, I always dreamed that I was going to be in New York sometime or another. Thank God for our mom's wisdom. Yes, Miss Wilson. You could understand what they were saying, but but now you can't. I don't know what they talking about now, Brenda. Oh, I have no clue. I hear the beat, and that's all I can tell you. I don't know what they talking about, and I don't even really try to listen to them. I don't even listen to the radio, to be honest. I still play my old CDs, and I get on Pandora or Spotify or something, and I put in the music I like. I can't get with all this new stuff. If you if so, think of it as a distraction, offset the original. Okay, I don't know what you're saying, but okay. Um, has spiritual discernment. Yes, yes, that's true, Kathleen. Put the book out. Is Crystal who's a, okay, I got you. I hear you. Talking about the guy. Like I said, I don't know if it's true or not. Everybody have to go with their own opinions. We just, it's out there. So if you want to read it, read it. If you don't, you don't. Yeah, yes, it's an offset of her real one. Probably that's why the dates are off. It but another thing, Casey, if you go back, like I said, I put the link in the chat for Nyla's live. If you go back and look at that, he does explain why he writes it in a certain way too. He could be lying about that. I don't know, but I'm just letting you give you the information. Tula Tree said, I just started back tolerating LL Cool J. They way his Nancy, but left that hotel room and way back that black maid cry. Oh man, yeah, yeah, yeah. Remember that. Yep, we have some of the best studios here. The reason Cash Money Records took off in Nashville, Lil Jimmy. Yep, yep, sure did. Faith Evans was actually the first artist signed to Bad Boy. Yeah, okay. So it was Faith Evans. I knew I can't, you know what I'm saying? My timeline, I'm getting older. So I had to go back and research. And like I said, this impromptu. So I'm just talking and going back from my memory. But you're probably right, Bad Apple. Case said yes. Yep. Andre and Russell are the ones who taught Diddy the way. Yeah. Ooh. Yeah, that's what they saying. Tiffany said she was the first female artist signed to Bad Boy. Why do you think they called Faith the first lady of Bad Boy? Facts. I didn't even think about that. You right. I mean, like I said, I didn't do no research for this live today. I'm just going back from what I remember. So, I agree. Um, Manifest Reality says, and where's Russ man now gone? He's no fool. He ain't coming back. He ain't coming back. But they say he be over here. He be over here on the low. Cause I done heard a couple of people mention that they talk to him or whatever. And if you listen to some of these interviews, I think he be coming back and forth. Now he may not come back right at this time period, but I heard he been coming back and forth. Tiffany says they saying that Justin may not be Puffy's son, but his yeah, that's what they say, and he looks like him. If you look at those pictures, he look like him. Okay, this is my last comment. LOL, Diddy was a fool because he should have ran with Russell. What you saying, Casey? He would have been over there in Bali doing yoga, and he would have built a whole nother yoga studio and stuff. He probably would. He probably would. Okay, Brenda. She said hi and yeah. So look, y'all, we done I had a ball. I'm not even gonna lie. I didn't know what this live was gonna turn out to be. I just had the thought to come on here and get to talking and share what I heard. And like I said, you use your own judgment. If you don't want to buy the book, don't buy the book. Just listen to other content creators because I'm sure more than just me are gonna read some of the chapters of the book. You can order it. I put the link in the chat. I'm gonna put all the other stuff in my description. Nyla, she talked to the guy who had the book published. Whether he's lying or not, I can't say. I have no idea. Everything is alleged, in my opinion. I'm sharing this for information and entertainment purposes only. You take what you can from it. What they say, you take in the meat and spit out the bones, as the old people say. You do what you will. If you believe, you believe. If you don't, you don't. I'm just bringing you the news. Thank y'all for coming. My channel is called Love Seen Heard. Please hit the like button or subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so. I got some other content coming. Like I said, I got Eve's book. I've been reading that. It's interesting as well. So I may be coming back doing reviews on that book. I got some reviews on some shows coming up and some other things I want to talk about. So if you haven't done so, like I said, subscribe, hit the like button. And another thing I want to say, because I got to go back to my brand and who I am. My channel is called Love Seen Heard. And we have talked about a lot tonight about the rap industry, about, Kim Porter and her book. And let me just say this, because this is what I truly believe. All of us want to be loved, seen, heard. Just from the few little chapters of her book, Kim wanted to be loved, seen, heard. And that's kind of how she got mixed up with Puffy because he was giving her something at that moment that she needed. Let's do more for the ones around us, for ourselves. Let's show love to one another. This is a dangerous, crazy world out here. It doesn't take much to be polite and nice. For the most part, the chat was cool. We had a few people came through. And like I said, next time I'm gonna get some moderators because I don't kick it like that. But for all of y'all who came in the comments and was very polite and nice, I appreciate it. I hope that I gave you some things either you didn't know or it was fun to just think back on some old times in spite of what we're going through, because this is a very difficult time. Everything that is happening with these lawsuits and this arrest, it's really sad, like really sad. It's sad for the children because even though we may talk about it, laugh about it, or whatever the case may be, but in the back of my mind, I'm always feeling bad for these kids because they didn't ask to be here and they didn't ask to have this situation be thrust upon them. And this is their lives. So if you really think about this, this could be anybody. A lot of us have talked about in the chat how, reminiscing on how we could have been in the industry or whatever the case may be. But at this point in time, we know what we know. Let's do better. Let's show love. Let's make sure people are seen. Our children today, a lot of them are looking and searching for love and attention. Let's have, yes, manifest reality. Let's have compassion for this. It is a serious situation. Whether these are Kim's words or not, at the end of the day, this book is put out and her children got to hear all of this stuff. So I hope I handled it with care. I didn't want to go too deep into it, and I didn't want to just talk about all the rumors and everything else. Maybe they may find my channel, maybe they don't, but I hope I did it justice. And I hope you all have a good Saturday night. I will see you in these YouTube streets. Please like, comment, and share. Always make sure you're loved, seen, and heard. And I hope you felt that way today. Thank you all and have a great night.